Last week, the Kano state government sponsored 1,500 couples in a mass wedding. 1.5 billion naira was committed. The internet erupted. Misplaced priority, people said. Meanwhile, 1,500 families who could not afford to get married went home with a bride or a groom, furnitures, and a seed money to start a business. So, who exactly had the misplaced priority? Hold on. Here is the honest truth nobody wants to say out loud. Nigeria is not one country, it is two. One Nigeria lives on social media, educated and exposed. It wants infrastructure, accountability, institutional reform. That Nigeria is roughly 10 million people, less than 5% of the population. The other Nigeria, over 130 million people living below the poverty line, with literacy rate of 60.9%. Want food on their table, school fees covered, and yes, sometimes help getting married. Its priorities are not wrong. They are simply different. And here is where the problem lives. The educated minority keeps making one fundamental mistake, assuming that because they can see the bigger picture, everyone else should too. They mock the voter who sells their vote for a bag of rice. But that voter is not irrational. A hungry person optimized for today, not 2027. When survival is a daily agenda, long-term governance is like a luxury. Politicians understand this better than the critics do. Politics in Nigeria is a business, and every business has a target market. The mass wedding in Kano is not a mistake. It is a perfectly delivered product to a perfectly identified customer. To them, they've experienced governance at its highest level. And when that candidate calls them during the election to vote, they would show up. So, before we call it misplaced priorities, let us ask the harder question. Have we, the educated, exposed, and the outraged, ever made our priorities speak the language of the majority? Have we translated accountability into what it means for a widow in Kano or a farmer in Benue? The bridge between these two Nigerians is the most important project nobody is working on. And until we build it, politicians will keep winning by feeding the majority what it needs today, while the minority argues about it on Twitter tomorrow.
The answer to everything is education. I lived in Kaduna, I lived in the north for a big chunk of my childhood. I was in the north. So I kind of like understand a lot of the things that you're saying, and I don't see, you know, when they say no light detected, I didn't see any. It's a strategy. The people are the shareholders, they are the customers of these politicians. And yes, the minorities are the ones that are actually complaining online. And that's why certain conversations like that, I don't actually engage in them on social media, because I also believe that it is weaponization, these things that they are doing. Until that education reaches that side and they can also see the bigger picture. And I always hate to say this, but I always feel like Nigeria, especially the North, as much as I love the North and I grew up in the North, I don't believe it's still one country. Because it's still, when I watched the videos, there were underage children that also got married there. So if child marriage is not something that we condone in the country, it's happening. It's like anything they want to do, they do and get away with it. So this sort of conversations, I just feel as if they have their own laws, they have their own rules, they have their own peculiarities. So I just leave it to them, and I just pray that education will also get to that side.
In life, your vision determines your speed. In summary, what if that's what they want in their life, for their life, until they are exposed beyond their present belief state? What if that's what they want?
What if that's what
they want?
It's not even what if.
So that's what they want. Yeah, they love it.
Yeah.
So until they are educated, until they are exposed beyond this present belief system. If that will not happen for me, no tata, no yon, I don't say anything wrong.
I'm going to throw this challenge to all these content creators before we go further. I need you guys to go into the marketplace, go into the rural communities, and ask them, what does governance mean to them? Let's hear from them. Let's hear what they think, if it's roads, if it's schools, if it's hospitals.
Even if they know the meaning.
And let's see, because until we understand what it means to them, we would keep, pushing the wrong narrative and thinking that with our voice that's as loud on Twitter, it actually has an impact in the real state of life.
All right. The stratified electorate is what the sophisticated and clever politician works with. Because what he wants to do is consolidate power and to make each of those stratified electorates to vote for him. And you know that, because I know you understand politicians.
Right.
So now, how politicians strategize to meet each of these stratified electorates based on their reading of their realities is what they do. All right? So the politician will map and engage the stratified electorate according to their different interests, identities, and socioeconomic realities.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why they will go to Chatham House, because there's a particular set of the electorates who need to be heard and to be seen with them there. That is why they will assemble content creators, influencers, and all of them to a meeting and sit with them and address them. That's another layer.
Right.
Then these ones who are, at the bottom of the ladder in terms of socioeconomic status, they know what bites them. They know what they are, how their hearts beats, their hearts beat. They will meet them there.
Right.
That is what a sophisticated politician would do. I am thinking, perhaps, this is political patronage, but it is also some form of vote buying ahead of time.
I mean, one breath, we cannot blame elite for talking about priorities, and then the next breath we say, okay, why are you asking people not to sell their votes because that's their own priority? We can't have it both ways. But you see, the thing is this: if the Kano people want to be spending their money marrying children or whatever,
Marrying children,
they should have. If the people accept that, then they should have the right to do so within a properly structured country, where every region controls their resources, controls their security, and contributes a fraction of their income to the
federal.
Because today, for instance, I don't know how many people listen to the the conference, I don't know whether it was a press conference, the one that the finance minister was giving a breakdown
I just saw it
of the finances. He said that the savings Nigeria got from subsidy removal was 15 trillion. The federal government got 5.4 trillion of it. The remaining 10 trillion went to states and local government.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is that 10 trillion doing? And we can't question them and say, why are they spending money on that or whatever? If the people in that region say, we are fine, that's how we want to spend our own money, they should have the right to spend that money. But we should say, how did Nigeria get that 15 trillion?
Yeah. Did they contribute?
Was it from the income of the people in Kano, people in Kaduna, people in some of these places? If not, then they should not have that kind of access.
On it.
But we must restructure this country along the lines of what each region is able to do fiscally, in terms of taxes, in terms of revenue, in terms of borrowing, and spend within your means.
Sticking our heads in the sand and forming outrage never delivered true change. However, confronting our lived reality with compassion does.
That's right, Bright. Which of us hasn't made a mistake that could have cost us a future opportunity? And this is where we all should be advocates of second chances at life.